fan, we don't have to tell you that video games are taking this country by storm.
In 1980, Americans spent $3.3 billion playing video games.
Something like a sport almost, parts of it. Just coordination and developing patterns.
It lets you release some of your tensions and lets you think for a minute that you're a pilot of a spaceship destroying aliens that are attacking the Earth.
It's good just to sit down and not have to think for a while and just blow things up. This is a good way of taking out your aggression.
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Right then, this is Sharky from Shar-Kade. So today I'm gonna show off our ultimate setup. We are currently working me and Krisscoolmods to get the S drive set up. I'm just waiting on some update files from him on a drive, so that's on its way to me. So I'll show you what's on our S drive, but I won't be able to play any of those until the update comes to us, but I can show off the stuff on there in a bit. But we've got our O, P, Q, R and S drive set up. That's 5 16 terabyte drives plus our free 4 16 terabyte drives for the 48 terabyte setup. That's 128 terabytes. Absolutely ridiculous. So let's right, just grab the control. Right, so with our 128 terabyte setup, we do have our initial 8 terabytes, which has around 340 plus systems, and then you get a few extra systems going from the 8 terabyte to the 16 terabyte, so you get our PC Plus collection. And then on our 24 terabyte build, we do have the PS3 collection. Let's head back up, I went too far. We have a PS3 collection and a couple more PC games, I believe. And then we have on our 16 terabyte build, we do have our PC Plus starter pack basically. So you get a ton of next gen titles on our PC Plus collection. And then our 16 terabyte is a PC Plus collection. 24 terabyte is PS3 collection. 32 terabyte is more PC Plus games, so a ton more PC Plus games. And then we have our Technoparrot, I think, is on the 16 terabyte as well. I've lost ahead where I was ahead, but anyways, then we've got a 40 terabyte add-on, which is our PC Plus, and then our Retro Beast starter pack. Now, also a few other systems that's on there is Xbox, original Xbox. So we have a big Xbox collection there, and then let's have a look. I think there's a comic book collection and other neat little extra features, and our Switch collection. And then we head up to the 48 terabyte Retro Beast starter pack. Our Retro Beast starter pack does have the massive collection of Xbox games. Xbox 360, sorry. So let's jump in the starter pack to start with. So this is a collection. Loading. What's up, dude? So this is the starter pack. So once you have the 48 terabyte add-on, you get this Retro Beast starter pack.
Loading complete.
So we have a huge collection of Xbox Live and Xbox 360 games. So we have 658 there on the right hand side. If we head back, we have Xbox 360 and we have 1102 games. Now the emulator is still being updated. I'm actually waiting on Chris to take a look because there's a couple of things that need fixing on the 48 terabyte add-on. And it'll get updated, so we'll do that once a new drive comes with the update files. So if we just head out of that, so let's go back, it'll bring us back to the Shar-Kade front end, and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and load our O drive. Now I believe the O drive is the import and entertainment drive. take a second for the drives to wake up. Now I'm currently using all the drives connected to the Shar-Kade Ultimate Deluxe control panel, so there is 5 drives in a USB caddy that's plugged into the unit. Now we do have 2 internal 16 terabyte drives in the Ultimate Deluxe control panel, and we have 1 more external USB 40 and 48 terabyte add-on. So hopefully that'll load in a minute. Just check to see if it's so it's just waking the drive up. Yeah, those caddies do seem to put themselves to sleep depending on what drive you've loaded into. So the other drives will go to sleep. Now it does take a little while for it to wake up that drive, because what it'll do is it'll wake up all the drives again, so it'll cycle through them again. But yeah, it takes a little time, but we'll get there. So we have our homebrew stuff, entertainment and import. So let's take a look in the homebrew. Now if you do buy one of our arcade stand-ups, all the drives can be installed internally. It does require some extra caddies added inside for SATA connections and then SATA expansion ports as well, because most motherboards have 4 SATA ports. Some have 6, some you can get more, but generally there's around 4. And then if you wanted to expand that, you can use the M.2 slot and then expand another 6, and then you can get all the drives installed. It may require an SSD 3.1 no, it's 3.2, isn't it? 2.5, bloody 3.2, 2.5 SSD to be installed for your OS drive, because usually what we'd do is we'd use the M.2 SSD slot for the OS. But if you're looking at getting a full collection of these drives, a full 120 terabyte, you do need an M.2 SSD expansion slot for the system. Depending, if you obviously with a stand-up you can choose a different motherboard. It might be better going that way, choose a motherboard that has extra slots, and then there's no having to mess around with buying expansion ports and stuff like that. But there's a set motherboard we do use, so if there is a certain type of motherboard you wish to use, then we can do that. What I do will try and avoid Intel motherboards. It's got to be AMD, just because the system's set up with AMD. And AMD's better for emulation in my opinion anyways. So anyways, we have MAME hacked games, we have Amiga hacked, CPC hacked, C64 hacked, Contra mods, Naked Donkey Kong, is that? Dreamcast prototypes, Game Boy hacks, what's that, GameCube hacks, Genesis and so on. Just let's take a look in, and there's 54 games in there. And there's 4 titles in that one, and then there's 58 there. Now like I say, we are getting the update media sent as well, so there'll be a lot more updated media for all the drives. Right, so let's head to our entertainment. Now it'll get demonetized, the video anyways. The video will get demonetized because there's certain soundtracks on here that demonetize the video anyways. So we have a comic book collection there, magazine, center, music and vintage game commercials. And I quite like the way Chris has done the backgrounds and stuff, but you can't play these files direct as well, so you can actually play those videos and have them full screen. And then his comic book collection is ridiculous. The last time I checked it out, he had such a big collection, 123 different types of comic books. And then if you go in like the Army of Darkness, then you'll have the different comic books inside those as well. So there's 5 Ant-Man comics there, and so on and so on. So Chris has got a ton on there. Let's back out of that. And then you have your jukebox stuff and music and stuff like that. Let's head out of that drive. And what we'll do is we'll head to P. Now I believe the P drive is the PC games.
Loading complete.
Now there's 1,566 PC titles on this drive. So massive collection of more games. Now there will be some repeats between the drives, and between my drive and Chris's drive, but Chris does have a big collection of obscure titles as well that I don't seem to have on my system. Not seen that before. So big collection of PC games. Which one's that? Blade Runner. Cool. So when you want to purchase Chris's drives to add to my setup, I do recommend you have the Pacto Tech installed. Hey dude, what's up? Yeah, 128 terabytes is ridiculous, man. So let's head back out of that one. So that's 1,566 games on there. Then if we go back into the Q drive now.
Loading. Loading complete.
Now I haven't counted in total between my drive, Chris's drive, but we're looking at about maybe 120 odd thousand games or more, potentially more games on the system. So ridiculous amount. So which one was this? OPQ, aren't we? 1Q. So the Q drive, it does have the mixture. Wait, it does have the Switch collection. Oh, what have I done? Right, go back in. Right, so in the eShop, we have 2,771 Switch games. And most of the stuff I've tested on the Switch collection as well, and the PC collection, all seem to work without issues. So yeah, massive collection there. And then just head back. Oh, I think I had back twice, did I? No. Right. And then there's another 1,723 games there as well on the Switch. Let's head back. Go back again. And I believe the R drive is a mixture. So I think the R drive is a mixture between Switch and PC.
Loading. Loading complete.
Yeah, so we have another 270 Switch games in there, and then we have 1,171 more Switch stuff. And then let's head to PC games. We have 822 more PC titles. So even more stuff on there. And then if we head back and go to VR, I may have to do some extra setup to play the VR stuff. I believe I've got to install a couple of things for us to be able to set the Shar-Kade unit to the VR headset to automatically mount to it. So that will require some extra setup for the VR stuff, but there is the VR games on there also. So nice collection of VR. That Vader Mortal game's good as well. What's that? Episode 1, 2 and 3 on there as well. And then Arizona Sunshine's a great game. So and this Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is good as well. And VR. And Skyrim's quality. So yeah, I'll have to sit down one afternoon and set up the Oculus and test it out. Because like I say, I believe we've got to install some setups. If you've got to set your headset up, it might require your account on there maybe. I'll have to look it up with Chris. Yeah, so that's that collection. I'm gonna actually have to force quit out of this because I need to show you the S drive. Now we've got it set up ready. All I need is the media of Chris's new drive that's coming, so I can update my system to load direct into this drive. It's not going to take long at all. I might see how big the files structure is, and then maybe upload the update for Shar-Kade units to the Shar-Kade owners network. So if you're getting our new 40 terabyte add-on update, then that may have to be updated again. So that's why I'm going to possibly upload those files to the Google Drive. You can download those and then just have it ready set up. All it is, it'll be some media, some video files and stuff like that. You could possibly send your drive back for updating. I've got a few new drive cloners there as well. I've been using it over the past couple of days there, so I've got some extra drive cloners. So if you wanted to send your drive back again for updating, you can do. So yeah, in total 128 terabytes. Let's just quit out of that because I want to head straight into our S drive. So there you go, massive collection. Now we'll always keep a bit of space on our 48 terabyte add-on. That's because we need the any future drives that's released, we need that space for there. So let's head into the S drive and just take a quick look. So looks like on the S drive, Chris has light gun games, indie rail shooters, PC games, Switch and more VR. So let's head into VR. Looks like we're looking at around an extra 33 VR games. Let's have a look at the Switch. You're looking at around another 1600 Switch games, so that's ridiculous. You're getting around 10,000 Switch games between all the drives. So that alone, just the Switch stuff, is knocking it up to 110-15,000 easy in games from the 48 terabyte up to maybe the couple of free most drives on top of that, so another 48 terabytes on top of that. Light gun games, I believe this will be all his new light gun stuff. So we're looking at around, let's have a look, another 51 light gun titles on there. Indie rail shooters, we've got another, say, 57 indie rail shooters there. And PC games, did I do the VR thing? I've done the VR, didn't and it looks like that will probably be half of that. Let's have a look. Does he have his shortcuts at the bottom? One way to find out. Let's scroll down. Yes, so he's got his game shortcuts there, so it'll probably be about half of that. So let's left click on there, scroll right up to the top, and then so yeah, another 831 extra PC titles as well added onto there. So yeah, huge collection of games. Let's just go ahead, load our Hyperspin back up. So yeah, that's all the extra goodies that's to come on the S drive. Like I say, once you're at the 48 terabyte setup, you don't have to purchase all Chris's drives, or if there's, let's say you don't want the old drive, you don't want the entertainment stuff, is it the old drive? I think it's the old drive, yeah. So if you didn't want the import and entertainment drive, you don't have to. You can just purchase the RS P drive if those are the drives that only interest you. Install them on your Shar-Kade unit or plug them into your Shar-Kade unit, and then you'll have access to those drives from the Shar-Kade menu. Like I said, those are set up with the Pacto Tech controllers we offer and the Xbox controllers. So even if you haven't got the Pacto Tech, you can still use his drives with the Xbox controllers that's provided with the system, so you can still play those games, but it is recommended for zero issues, zero problems, is to have the Pacto Tech controller, because some games may recognize the Zinmo controllers and require you to disable the controllers to use the Xbox controllers, if that makes sense. With the Pacto Tech you can do that, so you can have the arcade controls like Xbox controllers, or you can switch them off completely and just use the Xbox controllers, so you can swap and change between the two. So it is recommended you do have the Pacto Tech arcade controller installed on your system. Now, wiring it yourself isn't a huge deal. It's pretty straightforward. You can cut the existing wiring and just plug it in. The only problem you'll have is maybe, depending on your unit, is drilling into your panel or your arcade system itself. You need a 30mm hole for the display, and then the wiring for that display has to be separate from all the other wiring. So you'd have to sit there and work out where things are going to go properly and stuff like that. Now if you have one of our stand-ups and stuff, it should be pretty straightforward. Just drill a 30mm hole, plug in your display, and then just cut your existing wiring and wire it up. Now you might need some crimp tools and stuff for extending wiring and stuff like that. But yeah, it should all be pretty straightforward. Now like I say, if you are looking at upgrading to the full shebang, just go with a Pacto Tech to start with. You can't go wrong. Like I say, you can hot swap between the controls, so you can turn off the arcade controllers, plug in the Xbox controllers. You can use those on the fly, and Chris's drives will work flawlessly alongside those controllers. So I'm gonna go through the different games. I have added and updated recently, if you've been watching my previous videos, I've updated the 32 terabyte drive as well with some new stuff, and the 40 terabyte add-on. Now I don't have any special offers on at the minute. All special offers are down at the moment, are used up. So we have, I think Chris still has a 10% off, so if you order a 48 terabyte setup, you can purchase any one of Chris's drives at 10% off, or all of his drives for 10% off. And collectively, when you order them in a bulk, it works out, you're saving quite a lot of money. So right, we did add the Dragon Ball Spark and Zero. I am online on it because I'm streaming. I might try the cheats. I have Dragon Ball Z Spark and Zero there. We have Lollipop Chainsaw added. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 isn't the best performing game at all. There's a lot of stuff you've got to do in the background. It works, and it works okay, but for the type of game, it should be running flawlessly on the setup. Red Dead Redemption 2, I think I've recently updated. We've got some new cheats for the Resident Evil games and stuff as well. Resident Evil 4. What else? We have the updated Tekken 8. Now I'm going to actually load Tekken 8 because it's quality game to play. So we do have, like I say, the update of Tekken 8. So we've got Eddie Gordo and stuff like that on there. Can't stand Eddie though. It will take a little while to load, so I might make myself a cigarette. Catch us in a second. Right, so let's have a quick go at Tekken 8.
the next battle.
kicked ass. No way. I struggled with her the last time I played when I was playing with the wife, but yeah, she's pretty kick-ass, man. Let's rematch that. And it is on ultra hard as well. Right, let's take a look at what else we've got on this big box of goodies. Right. Yeah, so 128 terabytes, man, on this system. Right. So I want to do a test on the cheat setup as well. Because usually I've got to test it, load it first if I go online. So if I keep it online, I've got to load it up first, and I haven't done that. So we'll give it a test, see if it loads in. If there's an update, it won't load. Let's try Silent Hill 2.
Loading.
Yeah, so there must be a message in the background because it hasn't loaded straight away. We'll see. I'll leave it a second.
Loading complete.
Oh, no, there we go. Looks like it's loaded up. I'm excited for the new Silent Hill, man. I'm hoping it's good. Set in Japan, and it's Silent Hill F. There's our indication saying the mods, the cheats are working. I'll be back in a second. Right, so let's continue. So what have we got? Hit the right pinball button there and let's have a look. So we've got unlimited health, one hit kills. We can set damage, unlimited items. I'm just gonna no bullet spread, no shoot and shake, no aim shake. Is that? No aim shake, no recoil, no reload, ultimate ammo. And I might even do open all doors just for a bit of fun. If I remember correctly, so it does have an auto save feature then, because I don't think I saved it the last time. I think I just quit. There should be a smack needle in here. There we go. So with your Shar-Kade unit, you get everything, man. Like I say, once you hit the 16 terabyte, if you go for a starting point 16 terabyte, you can upgrade to all these drives from there. That's our standard high-end setup. We do a higher end setup for our 4-player control panels and our stand-ups and bar tops. So you can upgrade the GPU to the RTX 4070 Ti or any other RTX higher end series, but I have tested on the 4070 Ti and I have tested on the 4060. I haven't tested on the 50 series cards yet. So when you update certain drivers, certain cards, I've got to do tests. I've got to check to make sure the older games are working as well as all the newer stuff is working right and stuff like that. What's me run? That's it. Net. This game looks clean, man. And this is running from USB as well. It's a next-gen PC title, and it's running from USB. Don't know why that went mad, vibrating, and don't know what that's about. But yeah, like I say, with our 4-player control panels, you can fit all the drives in the OPQ, RS, and the full 48 terabyte setup. Now there is an option to upgrade. Nelly's bar. Right. So it's sort of following the original. Oh. Where's our weapon gone? There. It's sort of following the original. Because if I remember, you go to Nelly's bar and then through there. There's a save point. We'll avoid that. The wife doesn't like horror games. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so once you hit the 16 terabyte, you can upgrade to the 24, 32 and so on. I do recommend you upgrading 16 terabyte partitions. Now we will be looking at doing 24 terabyte drives. So that'll be the 8, 16 and 24 terabyte on one drive. Then it'd be the 32, 40 and 48 terabyte on another drive. That means in the Ultimate Deluxe control panels you can have the full 48 terabyte setup installed internally. Now, depending on the cost of 24 terabyte drives, it may cost a little bit more or it might be a little bit cheaper depending on the UK cost of the drives. I'd imagine it is cheaper. It does work cheaper. What's this? Nelly's bar, is it? Oh. Come here. See Dean running there? I can't see. Right. Stamp on it. Right. Yeah, so like I say, we can upgrade to 24 terabyte drives rather than keeping it to 16. Then Krisscoolmods, I believe, are all 16. I believe it does a 24 terabyte OS drive. Where main operating system drive is front end drive, but that doesn't tie in with my setup. So his initial 24 terabytes is basically his D drive, isn't in correlation of mine. So use can't see. Come here. Cannot see the bloody thing because it's dark. Get off. Yeah, what was I saying before I got attacked? Yeah, so Chris's drives, his 24 terabyte add-on isn't, his 24 terabyte main drive isn't a part of our system, so it won't add to our system. But any of his add-on drives, so his O, from his O, P, Q, R, S, and then if he has any other drives, I believe he's got a PS4 drive he's working on, those can be added at a later date as well. So yeah, 128 terabytes, dude. Hey Mark, mate. Hi, hey Andy. Right, where am I? What am I doing? Right. I might have to turn the brightness up because I've got the sunlight coming through the window and it's hard to see. Right, display. Turn that up a bit. Doesn't need to be that low. Where's our brightness? Gamma color calibration. No, that's just gonna make it. I want brightness really. It's not really. Yeah, there's not really a brightness setting. There's gamma, which doesn't really change high contrast mode, but isn't that just where it highlights certain characters and that? And I don't want that to look crap. I'll stick with this. Right, map. Right, where's Nelly's bar? Lucky Jade Restaurant. Is American. Oh, there, Nelly's Bar. Straight ahead and left. Oh, get some of that. Stamp on it. Um, 2 seconds, dude. Right. What's that? You're thinking of getting the 96 terabytes from Chris. But would you buy your unit on 96 terabytes from Chris? Well, I would have best of both worlds, mate. Obviously, I'm going to say buy one of my units anyways, know what I mean? And then go with a 48 terabyte and then upgrade to Chris's drives. Plus, you'll get 10% off on his drives when you upgrade from my system. Know what I mean? It is going to end up costing you more initially, but I suppose you sort of get a bargain anyways with my system for the full 48 terabyte setup, and then Chris's drives on top. Know what I mean? But it's up to you, dude. Honestly, it's what do you want? Do you want an arcade system with all the games on, or do you want a plug and play drive just with some Xbox controllers on a PC that you can plug in? Because you're going to have to buy the PC anyways. You're going to have a PC to plug Chris's drives in. You're going to have a high-end one to plug his drives into, and then play them off Xbox controllers. And is that going to be good enough for you? Or do you want an arcade system with a cool custom design and his drives on top? And yeah, you can do either way, mate. You can purchase one of his setups, but you'll have to order that direct from him. Know what I mean? You have an i9 PC. Now, I'll be honest with you, mate. Don't know how Chris has configured his drives, so you'd have to contact him. What's going to be the best spec? I'd imagine all round on his setup, anyways. Having an i9 CPU doesn't mean much when it comes to all-round gaming. Know what I mean? What graphics card has it got? What RAM has it got? Know what I mean? Because mainly the main things, your graphics card and your RAM. Those are the main things you need sorting. And then the CPU, yes, an i9's a good CPU, right? What model of i9? There's loads of i9 CPUs and stuff. AMD chipsets I find's better for emulation. Load better for emulation. Intel chipsets, not all round gaming, but all round PC gaming, but some AAA titles it's probably better for. Depends on your operating system though. Is it optimized well? Know what I mean? This is a problem. How well of a operating system are you running? How long ago was it restored and stuff? Know what I mean? Are you running Windows 11? All that sort of stuff. I run 10. I've optimized 10 to the max, so and I do high performance tests and stuff like that on the games. Know what I mean? What will be the cheapest? Well, just going with his drives will be the cheapest. That's it, really. You've got the RTX 4060 here. Yeah, so if you've already got a system, I think you just get hold of Chris and go straight for his drives, mate. You got to, obviously for support, you won't get support from me. You'll get it from Chris, and he does Discord. So if you need help, you've got to go on his Discord and stuff, right? For any support and stuff like that. So you've got to contact him and the lads on there through his Discord. So you've got to be able to use Discord as well, dude. If you do run into any problems, generally his stuff's pretty plug and play. But if you do have any issues, you've got to go through that route. With me, obviously, I do one-to-one phone calls support. But yeah, if you're looking at the cheaper option, go there. If you're looking at the best option, you get best of both worlds with me. Know what I mean? So you're still buying the drives from me, and you're buying the drives from Chris, but you're getting a high-end arcade setup on top of that. But if you're not too bothered about the actual arcade game in itself and having an arcade system around the place, then just go with Chris's drives, mate. Get hold of Chris. Right, let's... If I remember, don't we have to do something with a jukebox? Right, what we've got here. Yeah. Right, so I take it I need a record. Right, let's have a look. Right, wasn't this something on the map? Jukebox, Soul Street Apartments. Let's go up the groovy music first. What's over here? bash its heat in. Can't see a thing. Doesn't seem to be anything. So that way. Can't see anything with that light. I would have thought there would have been something in there. Alright, there's underneath there then. Ah, there, right. Yeah, I wouldn't be crawling through no hole like that with them things running around. One syringe, is that it? So I've just risked me health in a ways. Not that I can die on this, but I've just risked me health for that. Right, where was I? So I want to go up to groovy music. Oh. It's got a little bit of a lag, but that's probably because I'm streaming. I'm actually streaming Facebook as well as YouTube, so... Right. Seems very little reward in these rooms with all these monsters in. Because I've got one hit kill on, so coming into here to run into there and kill that thing just to receive nothing in this room seems a bit pointless, like. I would have thought I would have had some health and bullets or something. Yeah, doing the copper cars in. Yeah, Sailing Till GTA Edition. Can run robbing places. Right, map. I want to go over the road, don't I? Smash all these windows. That's cool. That's interesting. So you can actually, there's stuff to read as well when you smash windows. Yeah. Oh. For the day. Right, let's head back to the diner. It's down here. Right, I'll nip down the bottom there and then I'll end that game. Hey, Graham, mate. I haven't picked the design yet for it, Mosh. Yeah, we'll have it. We'll have near the time. we'll have an idea, man. I like stuff to be fresh as well, rather than do something than do it later on. Know what I mean? Again, I always like it to be fresh. So once I'm ready to start your build, mate, I'll sit down with you and I'll send some designs over and see which one you really like. I know you said you leave it with me and that, but I'll yeah, I'll still discuss it with you when I'm ready to start your build. But I've got a few things in mind, you know what I mean? And I'll probably do something completely different than my usual stuff, you know what I mean? But cool, something that's gonna really stand out. Right. And it's gonna be C, and then it's gonna be 2 in it. Oh, I'm gonna not items. Yeah, I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need to find a switch then. Steady your knees. Doesn't look like there's any records in any of them. This one. There's one in B. One underneath that. B5. No. B6. Yeah. So I need. Anyways, I'll quit that. So that was our cheat selection. We've just played Tekken on our 32 terabyte, and we've just played Silent Hill 2 on our 48 terabyte. What else do we have? We do have a PC modded collection as well. So our PC mods, what there are is basically modded characters for the games. So or modded items and stuff like that in the game. So if you wanted Batman and Sifu or Bruce Lee, you can just select each mod. And the way I've done the mods themselves, you only need one version of the game, and then what I'll do is it'll install a mod and uninstall a mod each time you load a game and exit a game. So you're not having 3-4 different versions of that game on the same system. And you'll not find this on anyone else's arcade systems either. Same with the cheat stuff, you won't find none of that stuff. So let's go with Bruce Lee. It has been a while since I've played about with the mod, so we'll see if this loads. I know I had to do a fix a while back, so I'm wondering I might have to check it. Yeah, so it's not loaded in. Let's have a look. It did load the script though. So that was just maybe a load error. Let's have a look. Ah, right. That should have. Yeah. I'll have to take a look at that script because it should have automatically pressed yes on the control. No, it don't know as well if I have the save on this, so I might have to play the beginning bit, because you've got to play this first beginning story bit before you can unlock your character. So we'll test it. Right, continue. No, so it hasn't actually installed it, so I'll have to take a look at that, because it's got Ryu on there. Right, it should be when I quit the game. So what I might have to do, quit game, and then what I'll have to do is I'm just going to check that quickly, because I want to test that out. Right, PC mods. Right, is all my scripts in order? Let's have a look. So Sifu, Batman, Bruce Lee. Right, so all the files are there, so it recognizes all the files. Let's try Bruce Lee again.
Loading. Loading complete.
Right, that should have loaded Bruce Lee in. Let's have a look. There we go. Yeah, it must have just been a bad load on the first load. So I'll test that inside Hyperspin, because there wasn't anything changed there. So let's quit that. And then that should reset it back to default once it exits the game. So if I 2 moments load Hyperspin, yeah, it might have just been a bad load, because it should have automatically overrid everything. Right, PC mods. Right, try again. Bruce Lee.
Loading.
Might be Hyperspin problem then. Yeah, because that it's just loaded 2 seconds ago on that other screen, so must be a problem with Hyperspin. Yeah. Oh. That's Alt F4. Close that bloody down. Overwrite Bruce Lee. Yeah. So let's force quit that. I don't know why it's doing it through Hyperspin, because we've just tested it on Rocket Launcher. I'll take a look. It'll be something stupid. I'll test this again, and then I'll test it through. Let's have a look. I'll test Bruce Lee again. It should, because if it's worked in Rocket Launcher, realistically it should work.
Loading complete.
I'll try Batman after this, see if it does the same on Batman. The good thing with this though is it's just a script file, so if there's anything wrong with my script I can just... Right, so that's actually Ryu, which that's setting it. That shouldn't even be the default. Odd. I'll take a look at that. So quit, and I'll just go straight to Batman, because it Might just be
Loading.
that Bruce Lee script. We'll check.
Loading complete.
Right, that loaded straight in, so that should have overrid everything. Yeah, Batman. So it's a problem with the Bruce Lee one. I'll just check to see if there's any code missing from it. This is a hard game as well, man. You've got to be almost perfect runs on this bloody thing, because I think you age each time you die, like you age a year. I haven't played it in ages.
They've blocked the entrance to the warehouse. Need to find another way inside.
Get lost. Nothing here for you.
Cool. And it looks clean, man. It looks real clean. And the art style, you wouldn't say that Batman doesn't belong in the game. Know what I mean? The art style is spot on for the mod. What's my run again? Is it here? That's it. Cool.
No freaking way. Nerves get the better of you.
I don't know what counter is again. What is the buttons? So X, Y, light and heavy attack, B's pick up weapon, A's interact, right triggers dodge, left triggers focus, deflectors LB. Right.
Hey, how'd you get in here? Not so tough after all.
Ah, got done in.
You must enjoy the taste of defeat.
I can't remember how you counter and then that's your dodge.
Open it. Open up. Oh man. Be careful.
Yeah, the mod's made well, man. It definitely matches the game.
Bag's on his way to you. Any regret?
Oh, got done in again. Right. Give up. It puts you back at 20 if you give up then. Age 20 there. I thought it was permanent if you stayed, if you exited out, but... Right. Right, so let's quit that. So that's a PC modded selection. I will have to get that fixed, or that Bruce Lee one. So, that is on the 32 terabyte, I believe. And we do have our pinball FX stuff. So we have a massive collection of pinball stuff. We have our Sega Genesis collection. All our old school consoles. And we do have our Naomi arcade systems as well on there. And our big PS3 collection. There might have to be an update on the PS3 as well, just for better support for all the games. Techno Parrot. So we have all our arcade shooters: House of the Dead 3, 4, Scarlet Dawn, Rambo, Rabbids Hollywood, Let's Go Island, Let's Go Jungle, Wild West Shootout. So many more on there. Let's jump onto one of Chris's games. So I want to probably go the PCP drive.
Loading. Loading complete.
Yeah, the drives. I'll leave the drives to wake up a second. Right, so let's see what we've got on here. Ace Combat 7's a good game. I've been playing that with the driving sim. We turned it into a flight sim. Aliens Isolation. There was a game I seen the other day I put on. It was a pretty cool game. Let's try Asterix. so this is the P drive. So what would this be? The 60 something terabyte, wouldn't it? So yeah, this is Krisscoolmods P drive. So new. Let's go normal. I think I'll have a quick go of this and I'll leave you with some advertisements while I have a cigarette break.
The year is 50 BC.
Garum lupus.
There's no need for language like that.
No.
Alright, I've got to go up there. Missed it.
Asterix, I'm hungry.
Obelix, do you ever think of anything else?
No doubt about it. There's boar in the air. Dogmatics, do you smell what I smell?
I don't have
Smells
enough
like
energy for that.
boar.
I'll get a fix.
Right, let's jump out of that game. What I'm going to do is I'll leave you with some advertisements. What I might have to do, because you're going to hear the audio in the background, I'll have to find something without a trailer.
manning up.
Is anything without the trail on here? No. I'll quit out of that a second, because I know I've got PC mods. Right.
If you are a fan, we don't have to tell you that video games are taking this country by storm.
In 1980, Americans spent $3.3 billion playing video games.
Something like a sport almost. Parts of it. Coordination and developing patterns.
It lets you release some of your tensions, and lets you think for a minute that you're a pilot of a spaceship destroying aliens that are attacking the Earth.
Good just to sit down and not have to think for a while and just blow things up. This is a good way of taking out your aggression.
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Hadouken!
Loading. Loading complete.
Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'll leave you with this a second, but yeah, we are on the OPQR drive, I believe. We're currently on at the moment. Yeah, PS3 games. I'm trying to think. There's about 300, 400 PS3 games, I think, or 200 not. I can't remember. I've done so much on the PS3 stuff. I removed tons of stuff before. Right, let's take a look at what's on here. Right. There was a game I found the other day which looked cool. Let's give Alex a kid a go. Yeah, there was like a racing game I found the other day on here which was pretty cool. Probably end the stream after a few more games on the hard drive, and then what I'll do is I might start the stream again later on. I do have family down, so I might do a late stream tonight for our US customers to see. I used to love Alex a Kid, man. Only this one, though. I didn't like the other ones. Well, the original of this one. I didn't like the other Alex a Kid games. This is a lot smoother, but you can't beat the original. If I remember, there was a Grim Reaper thing in there, wasn't there? I didn't know that. I knew you could change it, I didn't think you could change it on the fly. cool, man. Anyways, let's quit out of that. Where's that game I found the other day? Cool, Metroid. That Origami's a cool game. There's that Arcade Paradise. Arknoid. Back to the Future game. I can't remember what it was called. There was a cool game I've come across the other day. It was like a retro synthwave racing one. See if I can find it. I don't think it was this far down either. Buck up and drive, that's it, yeah. This was pretty cool the other day. It's basic. It's no outrun, but it looked nice now. Right. Nice little arcade style racing game. What they should do is make a modern day Road Rash, I think. That would be cool. Right, that was Buck Open Drive. Nothing, it's not majorly special, but it's an interesting little game, looks cool as well. I think I've played this game before. Slapping Beans, I think I've got one of these on the 40 terabyte, I believe.
Loading. Loading complete.
Hey Jeff, dude. Right, let's swap that game up. So we're currently on the R drive, I believe. Am I still in A's, am I? Loads of games. Right. Let's have a look. What we got on there? What's this one? Battle Chasers. Let's try that Capcom beat 'em up bundle. Oh, we've got an error on that one. Typed correctly, PC. Right, so that's missing, so I'll have to check the executable on that one. Try Ben 10.
Ben 10 is...
Yeah, it's going fine, dude. Yeah, been working spot on. Got one or two games I've got to just take a look at on the mods. I've got Bruce Lee script to re-edit because it loads sometimes, but it doesn't load every time. But that's about it, dude. And I'm just going through Krisscoolmods drives. Is OPQR and is S drive. We're waiting on the update to just get it added to the system, and then we're good to go. Right, I haven't got the Pacto text set up, so I think it's needing that controller, so I can't play that. I'd have to unplug the arcade controls. Beyond Two Souls, that's a cool game, man. Ellen Page in it. Yeah, so a couple of these games I won't be able to play because I don't have the Pacto tech installed. Yeah, so a couple of these games I won't be able to play because we need the Pacto tech set up. Right, let's have a look what's happened here. Right, task manager. Yeah, I didn't exit the game properly. I pressed right. There we go. Yeah, so with the Pacto tech, you do need, like I say, for Krisscoolmods drives. If it detects some games, if it detects a direct input controller, it'll automatically go to that. With the Pacto Tech, you can disable the controls, the arcade controls, and then plug in your Xbox controllers, and those will take default player 1, player 2. So some games I'll just have to avoid, because we do have the Zinmo control on this machine. Let's have a look. We've just tried that slapping beans, didn't we? Burnhouse Lane, what's that?
I tried to kill myself once. I climbed a chair with a rope around my neck. When I jumped.
Peggy 18.
Let's try this one.
Capcom Fighting Collection. Right. Yeah, strong. Let me show you something. But remember. Oh yes, I remember that. Sword. Roundhouse. Mustache. Sweep. Street Fighter 2, the Anniversary Edition.
Favorite video card? Wait, what, for the system itself? Probably the RTX 4070 Ti, because that's the highest one I've tested on the system. But I mean, I'd probably go with the 50 series cards. But I haven't tested them yet. I'm not, mate. Until it's necessary, I'm not. I'm staying away from Windows 11. If it's not broke, don't try and fix it. Windows 11 isn't as stable, I think, as Windows 10 at all. One thing I don't want to do is you've got to think. 2 seconds, I'll pause this. What you got to think is I've tested every game, every system on here with Windows 10. All your .NETs, all your background updates, disabled certain ones that'll slow the system down, stuff like that. I don't know Windows 11 enough to know what bloatware is on there. I know my operating system is configured to the highest possible performance out of the system, right? That's why I'm able to stream to 2 locations, as well as still play high-end games, stuff like that, even on a 4060, right? The systems are air-cooled as well. You're not got water-cooled arcade systems. So I've got to get the best possible performance out of an air-cooled system without any overclocking, none of that stuff. Basically, I've built operating systems for years. I've built around operating systems, getting rid of bloatware, stuff like that. I usually, when I do me install, I start off with an install of a bare bone OS system. So if it was Windows 7 before, Windows 10, so on, right, I would need that on Windows 11. I don't want stuff running in the background that doesn't need to be run in the background. It's just going to slow the system down. You're not going to get the best performance. You could install a bit of software and get a 10% drop in performance just because you've got that bit of software running in the background. That's why you don't see me doing active marquees, none of that stuff, because it's more processors running in the background of the system. Know what I mean? That's why I haven't delved into doing the marquee background, the marquees, active marquees and stuff like that. I mean, with it anyways, I would have to add every game, every system, stuff like that with an active marquee anyways, which is a big job, right? In between building arcade cabinets and doing all that stuff. But also, it's more of the performance side of things. I don't want other processors, other bloatware filling up the system and making the system slow if it's completely unnecessary. Know what I mean? So that's why don't touch Windows 11. There's no point going to it. One, I don't know it as well as I know Windows 10. And 2, I know it comes with a lot of bloatware. It comes with its own spyware. Microsoft started adding spyware to their operating systems a few years ago. Even 10 I think had it before. That's why I originally installed the bare bones version of 10. So the performance is always going to be there. Right, let's have a look at what else we've got.
Even the smallest tree requires strong roots. A single quill cannot make a bird.
Let's try Cobra Kai 2. Yeah, so next week I should have the update drive. So we'll get the update put on the 40 terabyte, and what we'll do is we'll set up the S drive and show that off next week. But if you wish to purchase one of our units, we don't have any special offers on at the minute, but Krisscoolmods does. So if you purchase any of our 48 terabyte setups, you can then be upgraded to Krisscoolmods drives, and he has a 10% off on all his upgrade drives as well. So it's all P, Q, R and S drives, all 10% off. Cool, I've improved this since the last game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 55th.
There are 3 ways of scoring points in a tournament: 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points.
Start the fight.
Player 2, 1 point.
The gameplay is pretty shit though. It would look cool from the start.
Fight! Player 1, 2 points. Fight!
Need more sheep. Need more sheep.
Player 1, 1 point. Fight!
No shoot. Wax on, wax off.
This is cheesy, man.
Player
It's
1,
ridiculous.
1 point. Fight! Cat, Yagi-Do.
Right. Anyways, let's quit this.
Even the smallest dream.
Right. Let's have a look. What else is there? I watched all the series and that. I enjoyed the series. Some bits bugged us, but I enjoyed it, man. It was good. But the game is crap. It started off looking pretty cool, the game. What's that? Disney Speedstorm. Let's have a look at that. Let's give that a try. I did used to like me Crash Team Racing games and stuff. Should get this on the yard driving sim. I do need a replacement wheel and pedals. Wait, replacement wheel base. It's not letting us skip, so it's recognizing the direct input controllers, is it? Maybe. I think I'm gonna have to quit this game. Yeah, I think this requires the backdoor tech for this one. Oh no, is that right? Right. Let's quit that in a ways. I think I needed the backdoor tech. Shame because I wanted to play that. Let's have a look. Dying Light 2. That Fighting Rage is a good game. Let's give that a try. Right, that's not loading. Let's have a look. See if it's loaded in the background. Might be because I've got... No, that doesn't load. I'll have to report that to Chris. Fighter's Legacy, isn't that looks like oh, what was the game called? Shaolin vs Wu-Tang. It's got the same sort of loading bar as well. Yeah, so the Disney one, no, that's not on the 48 terabyte, mate. That's on Krisscoolmods add-on drive. But you are going to need the Pacto-Tech setup as for your arcade controllers for that. And I think this is, let's see, controls on this. I might just for the video disconnect the Zenmo controller because it seems to be taking default on all the controls. Let's exit that. Right, what I might do,
Let's clear the mind of this gloom and lighten the mood.
unplug those.
Be careful, Dusty. The nasty shrubbery is in our way.
Luckily, my trusty sword will clear a path.
Yeah, trim those dark shrubs.
A blue synapse battery. Great. Let's light up this place.
Right, I've disconnected the Zenmo controller because I want to use the Xbox controllers as default. Use it like it would be like a Pacto-Tech. Right.
Healthy and refreshing.
Right, let's go back to the Fighter's Legacy. Oh, wrong button. Right, I'll be back 2 seconds. Right, that's better. Okay. Wrong button again.
Fighter select! Mike Fury! Mike Fury!
Chris seems to have my setup in a ways for the yaw, so he should be able to set up 90% of games as long as it work with the wheel rather than the actual simulator itself, because any game that you can work with a controller or the wheel, it'll work. So it's supposed to be a mixture between Mike Tyson and Tyson Fury, isn't it? Mike Fury. It's taking its time loading now. Yeah, it's the same game style as Shaolin vs. Wu-Tang. It's an odd game. Right, quit that. Right. Let's have a look. What's that? Forza Horizon 5 Rally Adventure. Cool. Right. I'm going to plug in advertisement. I'll be back in a second.
If you are a fan, we don't have to tell you that video games are taking this country by storm.
In 1980, Americans spent $3.3 billion playing video games.
Some like a sport almost, parts of it. Just coordination and developing patterns.
It lets you release some of your tensions and, lets you think for a minute that you're a pilot of a spaceship destroying aliens that are attacking the Earth.
Good just to sit down and not have to think for a while and just blow things up. This is a good way of taking out your aggression.
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Hadouken!
Right, where's... Oh, I pressed the button again. I'll go back to PC games. I want... what was that Disney one called again? It wasn't Disney Racing, was it? Sure, I've seen it after. Oh no, it might have been Disney. Yeah, Disney Speedstorm, that's it. Right, let's try this one again with just the Xbox controllers plugged in. Watch this. Right, I'll have to check that game out because it seems to quit us out once I go to that main menu. If I press back and it won't log in, so I'll have to check that game out another time. Let's have a look. What else is there? That Ghostbusters wasn't a really good game. It was a bit crap. Gigabash. What's that? What's that? Players counter. Let's give that a try. Relentless, that game, man. Doesn't give you any chances. Oh, the new Gradius is coming out, is it? I call it G Darius, but yeah, Gradius, isn't it? Yeah, I liked it on the PlayStation 1, man. Brilliant. I think it's better than the new Arcade 4-player version. That widescreen one, the Tekken pattern. Right, that's it for that one. Right, let's quit out of there and what's that? Cool, I'll check that out.
System. You will be destroyed.
This is cool. I reckon this is probably where the arcade ones, to be honest. The sharpshooter ones. I'll have to test it out.
Direct control.
Remains as a little bit of lawnmower man. Ah, right. This is fucking cool, man. I like it, me, man. I really like it. Oh, I knew I was gonna get caught there. I like it, man. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, interesting. Basic game, but it's pretty cool, lad. I never got into knowing how to play those Hello Neighbor games. Cool. Let's take a look at that. Right, I think what I'll do though is I'll have to end the stream after this game. And I might do one later on. Yeah, that's what I said before. It reminds us of Lawnmower Man. It's cool, man. I used to love that film. I think the second one was better though, wasn't it? I think it was the second one I liked more. Because I had the VR headsets in it and that, didn't it? PlayStation controller inputs, is it? Because I'm not getting any movement. There. I am. The art style on this seems a bit like that Alice Madness Returns style. That was a good game. Because you had the first one, didn't you? Which I didn't like the first one as much. The second one was pretty good though. Pretty dark game that. Oh, I've got to move around. I thought I was waiting for the intro. Left some cookies out for your diabetes ass. Cool. It's funny.
Ho ho ho, bitch. Freaking noob.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Shut up.
I wasn't expecting that. That's well funny. Right. Let's have a look at the settings because I want to see if vertical syncs on. Because we've got some image tear in there. Vertical syncs on. Alright. Don't want motion blur on. Still, that must just be the way the game's optimized. Because it shouldn't have any image tearing with vertical sync on. Let's jump.
I'm here to own noobs and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum.
Ridiculous. Right, the analog sensitivity's a bit crap as well. Let's have a look. Input. Look sensitivity.
Rock on, bitch.
Oh. How was I meant to run?
F you, man.
Where's the run button? Ah, there. Ah, it's blocked. Ah, no way. Right. Let's try again.
Up yours.
don't know how to hide or now. Downstairs is all, upstairs is all blocked. It's ridiculous. Right, let's have a look first. Can I hide in there or something? Let's crouch, that's me light. Right, that's the...
F you, man.
Ah, that's me crouch. Right. Can I hide in there? No. Can I hide in here? Or behind the tree? No. Get to the basement. Where's the basement? Could he say? Okay.
I'm here to own noobs and chew bubblegum. I'm all out of guns.
Doesn't do anything. Right, anyways, turn this crap off. Ridiculous game. Right. Let's have a look. Lego Brawls. Never even heard of that. Let's check that out. What's up, Mason? Yeah, so you can get two drives, the full 48 terabyte and two 24 terabyte drives, but I'll have to check it out, mate. I'll have to see what the cost of the drives are going to be, right? The 24 terabyte drives each. But if you want to upgrade any previous drives to that, just send us an email or something, mate. Right, let's have a look. What have we got? Skip that. Right, quit that crap. I wasn't too impressed with that game. Right, let's have a look. What's this one? Cool. Let's check that out. Right, I'm going to make this the last game of the R drive, isn't it? We're on the R drive because it's a Switch, the VR and the PC games. Marvel Comic Invasion. I seen the post about it. I didn't see the gameplay of it or anything. Let's see what this game's like. Like I said, there's a lot of cool indie games on here as well. So Chris has done well with the collection that's on here. Like I say, we've got that other collection now, the R drive. So we'll get that set up as soon as we can, and I'll show a video off on that. But like I say, Chris does have a discount, so I think he's still doing the 10% off on any of his hard drive sales on the OPQ or an S drive. You get 10% off.
Containing the experimental device Little Orpheus, with the purpose of descending through the Earth's crust.
Yeah,
to discover
I'm
the
done. To be honest, I'm
wholeness
done with
of the
adding games and that, dude. It's just gonna be Chris's add-ons from now on.
You've lost me, General. Did I do what?
You and Little Orpheus were dropped into an extinct volcano to drill to the center of the Earth and find out if we could establish a city there. Note, if you will, that this date is over 3 years ago.
There's a new Godzilla game, not Godzilla, King Kong game, like this, isn't it? This sort of style, like a 2D platformer.
Can you describe Little Orpheus to me?
Of course. It was large and round and had something of a disagreeable smell.
I was referring to its technical specification.
Well, General, I am no man of science, but it had this radio thing that I was supposed to use to let the surface know I had arrived, and some sort of battery wrapped in this lead box. But I was told to not touch anything under any circumstances, and I did notice the engineers who worked on it were quite a shifty bunch.
The Little Orpheus device contained a radio transmitter capable of sending a signal through miles of solid rock. In order to boost this, a powerful energy source was required. An atomic bomb, Comrade Prevalov. An atomic bomb that you have lost somewhere below the Earth's crust.
Ah, yes. That bomb. Of course, General. I can explain everything. But it is a long and somewhat complicated story. And let me assure you, this is not a case of milking chickens. But you won't understand where your bomb and Little Orpheus has ended up unless I start at the very beginning and you let me tell you where I've been for the last 3 years.
From the beginning, then. But this had better be good.
Good, General. It's more than good. It's extraordinary. And it began like this. An extraordinary sight. I realized this must be the fabled land of Plutonia, as documented by the brilliant scholar Obruchev. A trail of destruction carved by the rocket drill led down into the wild and mysterious jungle. The rocket drill itself must have snapped in half somewhere below Kamchatka, and little Orpheus bounced out and became lost in that prehistoric forest. If I was ever to get home, my mission was clear: to find little Orpheus.
Right, I'm gonna leave it there because I've got other stuff I've got to get on with. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll leave is with some advertisements. I might do a stream later showing off some more gameplay and stuff. If not, it might be tomorrow, but I'll be doing a stream next week as well. Like I say, if you wish to purchase one of our arcade setups, if you go with our 48 terabyte setup, you will get also 10% off any of Krisscoolmods add-on drives. That's the O, P, Q, R and S drive. You'll get 10% off on all those drives. So if you wish to make a purchase, hit us up at dean@sharkade.co.uk. We'll also have a payment system option now, like a credit system. So I'll discuss that in another video. Maybe tomorrow night I'll go through, discuss everything, what it entails, stuff like that. So you can put a deposit now down on a build. But like I say, I'll explain how all that works and everything, and what you do to go about purchasing a unit on a payment scheme system. But make sure you like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch us in the next one.
Fan, we don't have to tell you that video games are taking this country by storm.
In 1980, Americans spent $3.3 billion playing video games.
Something like a sport almost. Parts of it. It's coordination and developing patterns.
It lets you release some of your tensions, and lets you think for a minute that you're a pilot of a spaceship destroying aliens that are attacking the Earth.
It's good just to sit down and not have to think for a while and just blow things up. This is a good way of taking out your aggression.
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Hadouken!